Apple Vision Pro. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Binder's eyes just lit up.
Dystopian or not dystopian? Because I think it's dystopian. I can explain why, but I'm curious to know your thoughts.
Before Binder gives a very probably informed speech, can I just say it's super funny? Mark Zuckerberg blew his company and his fortune trying to make people love VR, and everyone made fun of him for it because it was so terrible. And now everyone's like, "Whoa, VR's the future! Apple, you did it! They're see-through. We can see through the eyes and all."
To be fair, I think the same people that propped up, the Facebook VR are the same people that are propping up Apple's VR. I think everyone else is still like, why do I need this again?
It's crazy.
Like, oh, wow, you have a screen. Have you heard of a television?
$3,500.
Why am I putting $3,500?
And just like, let me lay back and then.
Oh, apparently it's cool. Like, I'm sure Matt Binder's tried it, right?
I'm sure it's fun to use. It's totally useless. It's not necessary. It's just
There's a video of a guy who gets out of his Cybertruck with his Apple Vision Pro, and he's walking. He's like,
that has to be staged. That has to be.
Like,
I saw that
video.
Like
that
has to be
spells.
staged.
Like,
you didn't find the video of the guy doing
the
working, allegedly working on the, like, it looks like the 3 train or whatever in New York, and it looks like he's working and he's typing and moving a mouse. That's not there.
Yeah,
it's.
I don't have the confidence to ever wear anything like that in public. Right? Like if you gave me a headset for free, but I would have to wear it in public once, I would not take it. It's just
people who set up their
the
camera and act like somebody is helping them vlog. Again, if I need the courage to do it because I want to vlog, I want to do those things, but I think it's weird. Like, look, it's just weird.
Like what?
Like, what are you doing? Staged. Come on.
Oh no, it's got to be. He's watching porn. He's definitely watching porn.
Listen,
bringing this window. Oh my God.
That's a thing too in the VR world. I'm like, it's just not right. Like, y'all really want to be out here looking more crazy than it's crazy. It's just no.
Also, what if it runs out of battery while you're driving? Doesn't it just go black and you can't see anything? You crash and you die.
Yeah.
I saw a video of. I'm not sure. Again, this may have been staged too. But there was a guy who was wearing it while driving, and then he got pulled over.
Yeah, I saw that video. I saw that video in the Cybertruck. No lie.
Why are you?
That was staged. That one was.
That was staged. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of these I gotta imagine are staged.
Yeah.
Although he did admit that he really did have to for the skit. He had to drive wearing the Apple Vision Pro for 30 to 45 seconds. He said.
So he wanted to get pulled over because that was part of the skit.
No, I think that was all set up. No, it was like all set up. My feeling on this is this. Apple's been working on this thing for a long time, like over a decade, and they could not get it right. Like they're not entirely happy with the final product they're putting out there. But Tim Cook was just like, we've been working on this for too long. We need to put it out there, or we need to stop this project. And because if you see, it's way bulkier. Like, it does not look like an Apple product. Like it's got that ugly wire that goes to this giant battery pack. It doesn't seem like the usual Apple thing. From what I've heard, though, the actual experience using it is probably the most advanced of any sort of VR, virtual reality or augmented reality thing out there, period. Like, I've heard people talk about it like it's really does feel like you're using something from the future. The problem with it that I see is that it goes against sort of what people look for in a tech product. Like tech companies are so obsessed with this, like, reinventing the web, or reinventing, with crypto, reinventing finance. They have this vision where you will live in this, like, virtual world. The metaverse, that was a big thing. They're completely obsessed with this idea of putting you in somewhere, and they've sort of aren't getting that the big tech products, the big successful things like smartphones, for example, probably the most, life-altering, culture-altering tech product in the past, like, 2 decades. The big thing about that is it enhances how you live in the real world. It's not like putting you in some sort of virtual reality world. It's giving you tools that you use in your real life worlds. Like you use maps to get somewhere. You use the text messaging, iMessage to be able to better meet up with your friends, the social media to contact people. It's all enhancing your real world. So I think, and Apple, I think, is trying to do that with this and how they want it to be used. They're not promoting it. Like most VR headsets go full throttle with like, oh, look at the games on here. I mean, that's what the Oculus was, Meta was pushing as the Oculus. Oh, check out, what is that, Saber game where you match the music or whatever?
It's
Beat
fun.
Saber. Yeah. That is fun.
Apple is not doing that at all. They don't want people to view this as a video game device. They're trying to set it up as like a workspace. They envision people like working in this thing, like actually like putting it on and doing their 8 hours of work at the office wearing this thing. I think it's going to fail if they push that. Because it looks stupid.
Well, it failed for Meta. I mean, that's what Zuckerberg tried to do, right?
Well, Meta gone? Is that metaverse gone? Because I haven't heard about it since. There was so much campaign around. I think
lost a lot of money.
The biggest campaign that I've seen about it was Kiki Palmer, maybe 7 months ago, and like doing that, like a big campaign for it. She had like this whole metaverse thing going on, what she was gonna do. It was like so many little commercials I was seeing with her in them that I was like, oh, that looks cool, but what are you doing? I'm really not sure what's happening there though. Like, am I right? I don't know what I really still didn't get the gist. I know that it's almost like, okay, 3D, like, or, now it's beyond 3D, but that's how it gives me. What else? I'm just in glasses and I'm
right. Like, what's the point? Like, do you just stand around and talk to people? Like, what are you, I don't get it.
The Apple Vision Pro thing is different than those because you are, you could see everything. It's like wearing a pair of glasses. Like you're not strapping a screen to your face. You're strapping on glasses where like the apps open up in the world around you. Like if I was wearing it right now, I could see you guys, but I would be able to see like the app windows overlaid next to you or over you or beside you. Yeah, I know. It's I think it's way too much. I think they're gonna miss the mark here. And of course, on top of that, there's a number of other things about this. Number one, it's a very isolating experience. And again, I haven't used it, but you could just tell because you need to wear this device. You see something on your phone, oh man, check it out, and your friends huddle around you and you play the video and you watch everything. You watch it together on your phone. If you sit down to watch a movie, you watch it on a big screen because everyone could sit down on the couch together and watch it on a big screen. Right. With this, you're isolating yourself.
You're the only one seeing what you're interacting with.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to show you a video while you talk, just so people can see kind of like,
of course, there's the whole matter of it being $3,500.
Right.
I mean, Apple knows what they're doing. Right. But Apple's not stupid though. Like they know that most people aren't gonna. They know who they're putting this out for. They're putting this out for people like Casey Neistat to get people talking about it, get people wanting it, and then eventually they'll be able to sell so many of these that they can make a new one that's cheaper for more people. Yeah,
like, look at how weird this is. Like,
but you said something there, Matt. You said like it's basically people isolating. We already are trying to get back into the world, and a lot of to me, and I don't want to sound like an old lady again, but like a lot of the technology is building itself for us to be, less hands-on. Our motor skills are going down the drain, and we're isolating ourselves from doing certain tasks and like being with people, being around people. Learning to
funny you're saying that while he's watching a dinosaur movie while he's supposed to be hanging out with people.
Like, listen, look a fake dinosaur, a donut.
Like when you look through his first person view, it's like, oh, that's cool. Look at what he's seeing. But then they cut to the shot of the people around him and what they see, and it's like, he's just like a guy like doing this with a donut, and no one sees anything else.
It's weird.
Like the thing is, like these sort of wearables, like these VR, AR, whether it's the Oculus or any other company making these sort of glasses or the Apple Vision Pro, Like, they want this to be the next big thing. They want this to be the new smartphone, a device that we interact with for hours and hours at a time each day and live our lives using this device. And the fact of the matter, these devices are not a smartphone. No one wants to wear these 24/7. No one wants to live in these 24/7. No one wants to work in these things. They're fine if you're like gonna do a video game experience and you sit at home and you play a game for an hour or two, or you want to watch a movie wearing them and you watch a movie for an hour or two. But like, that's all these are going to be until they figure out, like, and it may never happen, until they figure out how to make this a social tool like a smartphone is, where people can use it with you and it enhances you in the real world and doesn't isolate you like they do right now. Until they figure that out, if they ever do, it's gonna be a gimmicky thing that people use for specific things, to play a video game, to watch a movie. No one's gonna live in this shit. And being that they're not going to use it like that, like a smartphone, they're not going to feel comfortable shelling out $1,000. Like, you know, you you buy a smartphone. Oh, you live in the modern world. You need a smartphone. You do your business on there. You keep in touch with your family on there. The $1,000 you pay for your iPhone is worth it in terms of what you get in return.
Why do you want to do 3D on payment plans? Like, I don't understand. Like, because that's what it is. He's looking at, he literally is looking at, and people will do it though. They'll feel like they need this because it's an Apple product. I must get my hands on it. Not when your phone isn't fully paid for, okay? You don't want to go ahead and try this new product. You still got an iPad from 3 years ago that hasn't been paid for. Still paying for your MacBook, but you want to add to your collection, right? Because that's how people make Apple products feel like it's just this, like it's not even that serious. But
it creates FOMO.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Apple people are kind of culty that way too.
Y'all can't tell me that ain't 3D. I just remember being in the movie theaters with the little glasses, just little paper glasses, 2 different colors. Okay, and I think I was watching.
Wait, how long ago was this?
Amazon people, that movie. What was the Avatar? And they gave us the 3D glasses, and okay, it's popping up at me, and we're like, whoa, so cool. That's what it's giving. Okay, I don't need that. I don't.
Don't you want that all the time, everywhere when you're going to the bathroom? Don't you want things?
Don't you want like 6, 7, 8 screens in front of you? You can watch like 4 movies.
You wash your hands, and it starts timing you. You did not wash your hands long enough.
You see, like that's crazy. And then
you're vacuuming. It shows you where you vacuumed.
So when you're watching things like porn or whatever, are you getting like haptic feedback? Is it like, what's cool about it? What can I feel?
That's been one of the complaints. People are like, they want
the funny thing about
the
funny thing about this
the novelty
right now is apparently Apple is not letting people watch porn on the Apple Vision Pro.
They lost. Kill it.
Why are they? You charge that much and you try to control the ecosystem that strictly? Like, that's bizarre.
The funny thing is, like, in terms of like all the other like VR headsets out there, like the main industry I've seen creating content for these VR headsets is the porn industry. Like, they're the only one because they know, like. They know because, like, I don't actually have a VR headset at all, but I think they're super lame. But my point is that industry knows exactly how people are using it. No one is living in these. I mean, maybe they're watching a healthy amount of porn a day, but no one is living in these. They're putting them on to use them to, rub one out, and then they're putting them down and going about their life.
Or they're keeping them on. That's what they do all day.
You said vacuuming. I saw a cool proof of concept where using this, you can actually play like Mario Kart or games where the track is the area you haven't vacuumed yet. So when you vacuum your house, you're like,
I saw that too.
Kart. Like, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat. There's an idea.
Like a gimmick, I'm sure there's several like neat gimmicks, but like,
Well, think about this though.
Get tired.
I thought that was cool too. I saw that same thing, and I'm like, oh, that's neat. But then when you think about the practicality of it, right? After you've had this headset for a year, the fun factor, the novelty has worn off. It's like, okay, I need to vacuum. Let me get this shit done. Do I want to stop? Put on the fucking headset, activate the vacuum app, and then have this heavy ass shit on my face as I'm trying to just get shit done. Like,
you see what I'm saying? They're making us
lazy.
They're making us dependent. Like, you see, we already can't get. We're trying to fight alcoholism and all that other stuff, and now you guys want us to be focused on this to just vacuum our homes. Get up and vacuum your home, okay?
Also, mushrooms are so much cheaper.
Like,
just get some mushrooms, buy some mushrooms, do mushrooms, and vacuum your house, and it'll be crazy. You know,
Right.
What if you do
Yeah.
mushrooms and then put the headset on? Then what happens?
No, like
shit.
it's the mess. No.
It's sensory overload.
I think that like there are some potential cool things that can be accomplished. Like if you're like, say for example, you're in a foreign country, you're in Japan, and you put it on, and it translates, you know, the text for you, and it translates in real time what somebody is saying in a different language. That could be really cool. But we all know what's gonna happen though, right? Like apps on our phone were really revolutionary at first, but then with time, it just became this whole how do I make money thing, right? So you're going to have the thing on your fucking face. You open up your fridge, an ad is going to pop up for Amazon. Hey, you're low on milk. Click or not milk or whatever the fuck you could buy. You know what? Like we know how this is going to be used in a dystopian way, right? Where it's like add to cart on your face or a pop-up. Hey, do you want notifications as you're trying to walk? That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah,
and you look stupid when you wear it in public. So there's just so many negatives to it.
Don't you feel stupid? I already can't.
But if everyone's wearing it, then it's okay.
Yeah, then
you all
look like dickheads.
Yeah, and you no longer look stupid because that's the baseline.
I don't
want
to be somebody to wear it. I don't want them to do that to us. I feel like things just be happening. I don't want it. And it's like when you have anxiety too. First of all, we already struggling with a lot of things. The world ain't a safe place. Can't imagine myself putting on that little thing and going into to go grocery shopping.
Imagine getting robbed and being
like imagine, and then you're in your house and somebody jumps you on the shoulder, but you're like, I'm here by myself, but you got the stupid glasses on. It's so
stabbed in AR. That would be terrible.
Listen, I was really an enthusiast for VR for the longest time. Like when the first one came out on like PlayStation 4, I had it and I was playing Resident Evil and it was really cool, but the novelty wears off so quickly.
You're right.
I get motion sickness too. I tried playing Resident Evil Village, I think, because I have VR too, and so I tried the demo for Resident Evil, and it's like I cannot play this game. And
not like that. Not with the little goggles on.
The one real cool one is Gran Turismo because it feels like you're in the car, and like that one's really cool. But ones where you're walking around, I can't because you're standing. You stand still, but in the game you're walking around. It's just like, all right, I got to sit down. I can't do this.
Yeah,
I've done the VR on a date. This is years ago. I think like 2017. I did a date.
You went
night
on a date in like VR chat?
He had I was at his place, and then he had the little. So I put it on. Now it was all white. I'm a brown girl. I had makeup on. I thought we were having a cute night. He done had me in the VR. I done messed up his whole thing. So now you got brown girl makeup in your. It was a mess. But we were doing it, and then like we were just on there playing, and I just knew we were looking crazy, fun. But I know. We was in there just like doing all of that. It was great. And he wanted to do it again. Like the next time around when I came over, I don't want this. I don't want to put this on. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate it. Like, let's not do this. But it reminded me of an episode of Black Mirror a couple years ago. And it was the weirdest episode, but it was spicy. Where the VR thing was popular. A guy and his friend. The friend was so into the VR thing.
I like that episode.
He put the guy on there.
They start fucking each other.
Yes, and the one guy was a female, right? In the real world, he's not gay or LGBT, but the other one was married to a woman. But they like for some reason they went to fighting, and then all of a sudden they went to having sex
such a weird fucking
the
episode.
game. And then
it was weird.
But they fell in love in the game.
I don't know.
They fell in love in the game. But in real life, it wasn't that. But in the virtual reality, they were in love, and it only felt good. Like that's how they would meet up, and then finally it became their life. Like he tried to break it off, and then the other guy's like, "Man, I miss you." I'm like, "That's it." Now what's going on? And then the wife found out, and then they both started saying, you know what, one night a year or something like that, they get to go and do that, live in that virtual reality.
You get a hall pass in VR. Have at it.
VR hall pass. VR bisexual hall pass.
It was crazy.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think that without Apple allowing porn on this device, it has no hope. Porn has made or break so many different like tech things, right? VHS, DVD. If you don't, I mean, look at if you just go to Steam, like all the top sellers are like so many different porn games. Like if you say no, you can't have access to that, like you're They're cutting off so many people.
I'm going to be honest. I don't get that. As someone who loves video games, like, and if you want to watch a porno, how much time do you have to spend? Like, how many quests do you have to complete? Like, how far would you have to get into it before you get something that you wanted? Like, does it take like, are you an hour in and you're like, oh, I just need this upgrade and then I can finally start it? Like
I know.
Like, how does that work?
It gets to be a bit much, and this is what I'm saying. It like, don't be weird with the like. It just gets weird because now, and I feel like you see now people are going to focus so much on that virtual reality and think that's real, and they're going to need that all the time to, like, you know, touch on some virtual behind and do what they need to do to get off, when you can go get you somebody. Like, don't forget, it's people in this world and you can actually connect with people. Don't let this virtual reality, don't live a double life. Don't allow this thing to make you somebody else.
If I'm curious, I could see what a woman is like in VR, or you can do the opposite. We can all just live our weird.
Right. Like, don't hide. Like, I feel like it could be very problematic. But anyways, all in all, I ain't with the virtual reality. I ain't with it. We already suffer with our phones and being so connected to that, and not being connected to the real world at times. But I think if that were to become a thing, and they've been trying to make it a thing for so long, but we're not really biting to make it serious.
It's too expensive. I think that's the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, because to get a good headset, you need to spend like $600 to $700, and you need a really good computer. Like, that's too many barriers for everyday people. And then, like you said, Rebecca, you look foolish, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the other one too.
Mm-hmm.
Although, what if instead of doing a Leftist Mafia meetup in real life in New York, we all went to some bar in VR chat? And we invited everyone.
Sponsored by Apple
maybe
Pro.
charged a fee. Yeah.
Might be cheaper, actually.
I want to see you guys in person, though. I want to see what everybody looks like in person. I want to see.
Yeah, I think it'd be cute.
Yeah, I want to give hugs. I want to say hello. I want to people, and I don't even like people. So yeah. So it'll be
it would be overwhelming for me. I think it would be really fun, though.
Yeah.
Up yours. Sons of bitches. Woke moralism.
I dreamed I saw my maternal grandmother. She was stroking herself absent-mindedly. I let her have her way. The genital region was exposed. I let her have her way.